Forest Industries, Kelpam, Kel, Traco, TTP, followed by Sitco, Bamboo, Kerala Ceramics. Now, Kerala Ceramics had cleared the accounts for nearly 18 years. Huge arrears, but still to go further. Now, these are 4 units which have done only till 2005-6. Handicrafts, Artisans, KSDP, the Kannur Cooperative. Now, the first and foremost thing which we need to keep in mind is, while reporting performance, the figure has to be audited. We have come a long way, but still to go further. So, this is a matter which has to be seriously considered at the board level and at the level of CEOs of various companies. So, you had given some commitments, and many PSUs, I am very happy to say that many PSUs have honored those commitments. But certain companies are still not very serious while giving these commitments and then sticking on to it. I am also mentioning that, but we are moving on to a different mode of functioning, and then you have time, but at least by the first half year of the current financial year, we should stick on to the commitments which we have made. Now, the 4th slide is about the commitments for the coming year. The 5th slide will be about the capital expenditure plans. The 6th slide will be about the turnover across quarters. So, and the final is about the overall budget. So, now I would restrict my presentation for one company to less than 5 minutes, so that we need to cover nearly 42 units within the given time. So, if the review team finds it important to interrupt in between, and the managing directors are also free to give their comments, you have the mics on the table. You can also highlight the performance when it is called for. KMML.
If there are any questions from the audience, other MDs. Light on the dim ആക്കിയാലേ.
The font ആണ് problem. Font is small. Can you increase the font there?
No, we will be able to see it better there over the screen.
ഈ ലൈറ്റ് ഓക്കെ, അടുത്ത സ്ലൈഡിലേക്ക് പോവാം.
Now, the paid up capital of 90 crores, no accumulated losses. Net profit during the current year is 90.10. That's a record for KMML as well as the highest among all the PSUs. A very healthy network. The effective manpower can be seen here. 287 people are on contract and temporary roles. New recruitments is 63. The long-term agreement, the figures are given. Now, this is the slide which I was talking about, the commitments given by KMML. So, the whole purpose of giving this slide is to also serve as a guide for certain other PSUs which need to tighten this area. The implementation, monitoring of implementation of strategies. അപ്പോൾ അതിലെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് ഡൈവേഴ്സിഫിക്കേഷൻ അവർ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്, അവരുടെ അച്ചീവ്മെന്റ് ആണ് ഈ വലതുവശത്ത് കാണിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇഫ് ദി മാനേജിംഗ് ഡയറക്ടർ വാണ്ട്സ് ടു ആഡ് സംതിങ് ടു ഇറ്റ്, can do that, but it has been reported in a very compact fashion.
The only thing is the titanium sponge plant and all, it's once we commission, we are the 7th country in the world to commission it. So that's a thing where technology has to be observed and then translated into end product.
Yes. Now the newer markets, I think they are doing the major customers like Pidilite have been added. The capital investments, they are implementing a titanium sponge project with support from the ISRO.
That's a 143.11 crore project.
Now the technical collaboration with the metallurgical research lab, human resource development, I think they have quantified in terms of key performance indicators rather than a general statement. So this is something to look for. During 2009-10 conducted 43 internal and external training programs. They are very important for the sustainability of the performance which they are currently clocking. Now, number of employees covered 1146. So we would request all the PSUs to have such targets for the coming year and then honoring those commitments. Now, corporate governance. This is one area where I think KMML also is leading the way. The audit committees, like in the case of certain other units, corporate social responsibility initiatives, which are clearly spelled out in the Government of India guidelines for both central PSUs and state PSUs. So they have done certain work on those directions. Professionalization of management systems. This is a commitment during 2009-10 and the action that they have taken during 9-10. Integrated management system certificate renewed, purchase procedure amended, so on and so forth. Raw material sourcing and vendor development. So this is the achievement. 385 parties added in a very transparent manner. Fund mobilization from banks. They have been managing mostly with internal resources because they have made phenomenal profits.
Totally.
Huh?
Not mostly, totally.
Sorry. Totally. Now, inventory working capital control. So this is one area I think the other PSUs should also look for. They have managed to quantify the achievements and results that they have been able to bring about in these areas. Now, stock of stores and spares reduced by 20% compared to the financial year. High power purchase committee functioning with these officers. Finished goods turnover ratio.
Subramaniam, this inventory control, how did you manage to reduce 20%? What was the strategy that you adopted?
Sir, we have identified the high cost materials, sir, A, B, C group, and we concentrated on the A group items and partly on the B group items. So the A group item we had tight control and we monitored the quality of spares and we also went for alternative spares, reducing the cost. Like, see, we went to a similar industry. I will cite an example of this filter. We bought the filter from abroad, which had a problem of technology absorption. Then we went to certain companies in India which are using the filter, and then we substituted the spares for an indigenous spares costing 1/10 of the cost. Such improvements have resulted in reduction in the source and spares.
Yes, thank you. Now, energy conservation again, based on the energy audit, these are the specific achievements during 2009-10. Now, it's basically because of these factors they have been able to make a nearly 100 crore profit when the customs duty has come down from 245% to less than 10%. So that is the internal gearing up which they have done. Pollution abatement.
ఈ ఎనర్జీ కన్సర్వేషన్ లో what extent you can save the power by doing this energy audit or energy efficiency? What is the power saving? Can you quantify it by way of percentage?
See, we were being consuming around 2100 units earlier per ton of titanium pigment produced, which we have come less than 2000 now. With the further efficiencies, we can bring down to about 1800 to 1900.
Can you just give some advice to other CEOs? How did you manage?
See, first thing is for energy conservation measures, we have to do the energy audit at a periodicity, say 4 years or 3 years. We fix a periodicity and then do the energy audit, and all the large companies need to do the energy audit compulsorily. And you identify through the energy audit measures, because the people in the plant may not be aware of certain changes which have been affected. So those changes have to be incorporated through energy audit, and in a time bound manner you list the tasks to be taken and achieve it. And technological modification also plays a constant role.
This is an area where most of our CEOs should attend. We have a classic example from one of the mills of Textile Corporation. They could save 5% of their value of production by doing some effective mechanism to control the power. 5% on the value of production. So some of you can follow that.
Thanks. Now, labor productivity improvement, again it has been quantified in the form of key performance indicator, sales turnover per employee.
No, that is also an important area, pollution abatement measures.
Yes.
Because zero effluent system, that is an important area.
Yeah.
because you have to achieve that.
Yeah. So I think I just left out now labor productivity and the certain other things. Now specifically when it comes to the companies where their turnover is basically because of trading, in addition to the production, there has to be this indicator will have to be there for production also, because otherwise it will show a bloated figure, because trading could also get included in the turnover. Now these are the commitments which they have made for the coming year, and all the companies will be evaluated based on this.
That product diversification, we are going to add 2 grades. That is, one is an industrial grade plastic, which we are, that market segment is 15% of the total market in India, which we are not touching now because we don't have a grade. That is 804. It's a 804 grade. We are modifying the equipment to dry micronization, which will result in that product that has got a stable, high value market in India. And the third thing is the nano pigment. We have already developed the nano pigment in the laboratory scale and tested and found to be okay. We are putting a pilot plant at the cost of about 1.5 crores. Once that nano pigment plant is operational, pilot plant can produce the nano pigment, which has a niche market in India.
So any questions on this? Human resource development, corporate governance.
Other MDs also can intervene and ask any clarification, because it is an open forum, it's an in-house discussion. Please don't feel diffident to ask any clarification.
Sir, corporate governance initiatives, apart from the board and management functioning, see, we are going for all the modifications in the green projects. Most of our development plans are based on the green initiatives, like the effluent water recovery, then producing the oxygen, then changing the system of operation. We are trying to save steam, we are trying to save water, we are trying to recirculate water so that the groundwater is enhanced and we are not wasting any of the material.
Right. So these are the other areas which I think we would also be circulating some model plans to other PSUs to serve as a guide. Well, we will skip on to the proposed capital expenditure. The amount required for various projects, 216.14. So everything is from own funds, internal generation. This is the figure, 21614.70.
No, this is, sorry, these are all under the government approval, sir. This synthetic rutile plant, SR plant is a synthetic rutile plant. See, we were having a capacity of 35,000 tons production, whereas for a production of 40,000 tons of pigment, we need 48,000 tons of synthetic rutile. So we went for a backward integration for producing the required synthetic rutile in our own thing, which will likely to save the difference in the cost and procurement and our own production is about 10,000 rupees per ton.
What Minister wanted is, what is the stage of implementation? You need not explain the project as such.
Okay.
That is understood.
This is expected to complete by May end and June inaugurations in this year without any cost overrun. Boiler, it is a tendered, sir. MS plant, which will be again completed by May 31st, and this is a partial. We have already spent most of the money in MS plant. This is remaining money to be spent. So we will be completing the same case with SR plant. Boiler, the total money is put there. These two, SR plant and MS plant, will be commissioned in this year May end.